All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Aquarius season vibe check. It's been quite a while since I've done a vibe check. I just needed a break. I just needed some time to get right with myself, to get settled in this new city that I'm calling my home. And it didn't feel natural. It felt exhausting to do vibe checks, but I wanted to start back up again for the Aquarius season. And I want you guys to know I am here for you. um, Go ahead and use this time, especially if you're an air sign, to get comfortable because we're gonna be getting into the episode. Okay, the episode. I wish this was an episode. We're gonna be getting into the reading, the video, what have you. But just a few disclaimers before we jump in. First and foremost, these readings are for entertainment, okay? You should always take responsibility for your actions. If anything, use this for confirmation or affirmation, but don't use this as your sole thing of guidance, okay? If there's something that comes up in the reading for the first time, just wait for more confirmation. Pray on it, meditate on it. If it's something that resonates with you, these are general readings. So, some things might resonate and some things might not. Different messages are for different people. But like I said, go ahead and use this time you're listening to the intro to get comfortable. Go ahead and get yourselves a drink, maybe a glass of water. I have a cup of tea for myself. I actually have some water over here as well. Oh my God. Hit you guys with a little ASMR. You like that? All right. Just get what you need to be comfortable because once we start your section of this, I want you to be laser focused. I want you to be locked and loaded. Okay. We're going to start with air signs. Then we'll move on to, I don't know, what's after air signs? Water signs. We'll move on to water signs. Fire signs and then earth signs will be the last group of today, but don't you worry, you'll be able to navigate directly to your reading if you just open that description box and look at the timestamps. You can just jump right on ahead. So, without further ado, I know what everyone's here for, which is the reading. So, let's get started on the air signs. Already coming through for you guys. Air signs, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Let's pull cards on what they need to focus on and what tools they need during the Aquarius season. Okay. Okay. Wow, okay. So I was meant to pull two cards for each question that I had, and I ended up pulling three cards for one for the second question, which is what tools you would need. This was what energy you're on, what you can expect, right? Is that what I said? I feel like you can expect to feel a little low during this time, air signs. All these fortunate cards are in reverse, and that tells me that you guys are going to be in for a rough go of it during Aquarius season. I feel like lots of misunderstandings coming up, and I feel like you being just driven to be understood. That's your soul drive during this Aquarius season, or what I'm sensing is your soul drive maybe going into Aquarius season is you're just driven to be understood, and it's failing you because the more you try to convince people and the more you try to push people to understand you, the more you make a mess of the mess you've already created. All right, I'm sorry, I'm done with the tea. I think that you need to learn a very difficult lesson about standing alone, and maybe not so directly standing alone, but knowing who you are at your core and not having to perform. Yeah. Get rid of the performative energy. You guys have recently just started some type of performative behavior, and it's not cute on you. Ooh, ooh, ooh. And Spirit is not here for it. Spirit is honestly a little disappointed in you. I feel like Spirit is saying that they are disappointed in you for seeking revenge in this way, or for feeling like putting yourself up on a high horse, um and not tending to your needs, not tending to your flock. This is the thing about the King of Wands. He's so inattentive. He is not attentive as a king. He is very driven, and he knows he wants to get to the top of the top, but he's never satisfied. It's never enough, and he's so inattentive. The things that he should be pouring into, he's not pouring into them. He's performing for something that's never going to be on par with his character, with who he is. The Nine of Swords in reverse, it's like you're racking your brain up at night, kind of feeling ashamed in a way of how you've been behaving, but not being able to stop. I'm sorry. It's supposed to be your birthday, especially if you're an Aquarius. It's supposed to be your birthday, but this is probably one of the best lessons for you before your birthday. Don't go into your birthday doing performative things. Just be true to who you are and be true to like what's available for you and what can happen for you. It doesn't need to be more than what it is. People are envious of what you have as well. Like you need to be aware of that too. People wish they could do what you do. These are the tools you needed. I believe these were the tools you needed. That's what I was pulling on here. The moon, you need faith, you need hope, and you need structure. The moon is saying you need faith. That card is just blatantly obvious. It's like you need to be able to follow divine guidance even in the dim light of the moon. Even when you can't see in your peripherals and all you can see is the moonlit path in front of you, you need to have faith and you need to stay the course. And actually, it's a gift that you can't see peripherals because you're not going to be distracted. You have no distractions. Eliminate your distractions. Maybe that's a thing right there for you. If you're an air sign, maybe you need to eliminate some more of your distractions or just laser your focus in a little bit more. And you need to have hope that things can happen for you. I feel like focus on romanticizing things a little bit more in your life. There's a very overwhelming comfort of family coming through in this card. And it's like, even if you're feeling lonely, even if you're feeling disconnected from your heart space, you can still have hope. Still have hope that things are going to turn around, that things are going to feel better, and that you're going to start to feel at home. And you're going to start to really learn the true meaning of home is where the heart is. You're going to start to learn the true meaning of that, especially during this time, because I feel like the performative behaviors isolate you a little bit. And when I say performative, I mean like capping online, straight up capping online. That's what I mean. Um, and more than that too, but just that too. Also, just creating delusions in your head. Creating delusions in your head. Like be real with yourself. But there's a very overwhelming comfort of family coming through with this 10 of cups. And it's just telling me that things are going to turn around for you. And you're going to find what you're looking for, especially oh my God, what is it? Like the comfort of family, really, in the most unseeming place that you could think of. It's going to sneak up on you, maybe during Aquarius season. But it's a tool. It's something that you can use to your advantage. It's something that you can use to root and to also expand in a way. Okay? This comfort of family is going to allow you expansion. Maybe it's something that you've been running from a little bit as well, but it's something you need to lean into because it's going to allow for a lot of expansion in you. But you do need some structure in your life. I feel like you need to push past the hard days, and that's something that you're not doing right now. You're not taking responsibility for your actions. You're not pushing past the hard days. You, not you little, I'm sorry, but you are getting like, you can't give into your need for that hit of dopamine. And you're not being structured and you're not being disciplined and you're not being real with yourself about it. You keep telling yourself, oh, it's okay to push it off. It's okay to do it tomorrow. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's not okay. You need to buckle down and you need to get real with yourself. That's what's going on in your tarot cards. I'm going to pull some from this oracle deck. I feel like maybe we should pull some more though. Is there anything else, Spirit? Come, like, can we get any more nuance with these messages? That was a lot of information, I feel like, but okay, yeah, I'm just seeing regret and despair. Like, a lot of shame coming through. You have a lot of shame coming through, a lot of shame. You need to address your points of shame. There are things that you have buried within you that are causing you to just live a restricted life and also not be attentive to your needs, to your true needs. It's something buried down inside of you and it's causing you to be performative. It's like the validation that you need or the reassurance that you need, even if it's reassurance from somewhere you shouldn't be getting reassurance from. It's like you're still willing to taste it a little bit. You're still willing to see how it tastes. That's what's coming through here. This usually, if it was upright, I would say, "Oh, you're being stubborn," but it's in the reverse, and I feel like you should be more stubborn. But you're willing to taste it, and it's really just honestly, it's not who you are anymore. It's not who you are, and it's not who you have to be. So you need to really address that with yourself. Yeah, you need to address that with yourself. Because you're in limbo with this comfort of family thing. It's like you're ready for it, but you're not allowing yourself to be ready for it because you just won't uncage that inner child and also give yourself what you need in a little bit. You're not even able to make decisions. Okay, this is getting spicy. It seems like you're not able to make decisions. And it seems like you're kind of feeling like, remember when I said there's something that you're running away from? You're kind of feeling like in limbo about leaning into or seeking the comfort of family because in a way you feel like it's limits you. In a way you feel like it's not going to be as fulfilling as something else. Something else. But really it's a depression, if you will, of your inner child. It's that fear of not letting yourself be loved or not feeling like you deserve to be loved, or just maybe it's not even that. Maybe it's just fear and like you kind of lock up like your muscles and stuff. You lock up when you think about it and you have to talk about it because it's something that's super scary to you. But you need to address those feelings and you need to address why you feel those ways. You need to be able to let your inner child out, let your inner child run free because what your inner child wants, the decision that your inner child would make, is not an either or, I feel. I feel like the message is very clear. There's a blockage here. There's a blockage of something in the inner child. It's not allowing you to be true to yourself and what you want. It's resulting in performative behaviors because the performance is a defense mechanism or a protection to your inner child. Spirit, what can we do to strengthen the inner child, to strengthen the individual? Refinement and leadership in the back of the deck with the Gemini in the back of the deck coming through. I'm going to read from the book for refinement, Dahlia, because I'm not 100% familiar with this card, although I feel like it is obviously divine coming out in this way. Be receptive to communications and messages that are incoming at present, as there is much to benefit from your current situation. Dahlias inspire and ask you to improve yourself in current situations. You may find keys and deeper meanings to mysteries that have evaded you for some time, or be given offers that seem unusual. It can be very easy to fall for deceptive flattery and to have unrealistic expectations at the moment. Um, yeah, that was very much, like I said, something that you're running away from, something that has been evading you for a while. It's time for you to unlock it. It's time for you to not be so inattentive to your true needs. Be more attentive to your needs and yourself. Because whatever that information is, whatever that mystery is that was being talked about here, it's information that's within you. It's just buried deep because obviously you've put walls up or whatever for whatever reason. Um, there was something else in here though that really struck a chord that I wanted to go back to. Um, it can be very easy to fall for deceptive flattery and to have unrealistic expectations of the moment. Like I said, with this performative behavior here, those who you are performing for, they're going to bite. They're going to purchase a ticket to the show because it's a show that they really do want to be at. However, it's not so much a show that you want to put on. It's cheapening yourself in a way to perform for this person. Um, and that's not good karmic energy. So I really want to advise you not to do that. Do not cheapen yourself. Do not perform. Because what I feel like is that this is like the leadership card, this broccoli, this leadership. This is the person you're meant to be, right? Strong in a place of leadership. Um, but this situation, this performative situation, it's gonna lead to you being in a place of following because really what it is you're reverting back to an older version of yourself, a version of yourself where you were unsure, a version of yourself where you were unclear on your purpose, on you didn't have a lot of what's the word I'm looking for? Not self-awareness, but you didn't have a lot of hmm, refinement really, but there's another word for it. You just didn't have it. You didn't have that self-confidence, I guess. Um, and listen, when you're going back to that in the physical, your psyche is going to follow because your psyche is going to feel like it doesn't fit in that body. Okay. That's why when you're doing something and you know it's untrue to you, that's why you know it's untrue to you because it feels awkward to do. That's where awkwardness comes from. When something's awkward, that means it's not a good fit. And that's the path you're headed down with this performance. It's going to lead you to be in a few awkward situations. So I hope you catch on to that sooner rather than later. Don't let it take the whole Aquarius season. Let's get an affirmation for you because I feel like that was enough information, honestly. With that, you need to take responsibility for your actions. I can't give you any more information. I am attraction like a magnet. What I put out into the world, I get back. If I lead with negativity, I receive negativity. If I lead with positivity, I receive positivity. Therefore, I choose to lead with positivity. I am attraction. Listen, don't attract awkwardness, attract flow, okay? And attract discipline, attract structure. Do that by being disciplined, by being structured. Attract safety, okay? Those are the things you want to focus on attracting during Aquarius season. And with that, I'm going to close out the vibe check for the air signs. Thanks so much for sitting with me and enjoying such a lovely check-in. I'll catch you on the next one, but until then, like, comment, subscribe, share, do your thing, and I'll continue to do mine. Bye. All right, let us get started with the second group, which would be water signs: Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer. Let's see what your energy is for the Aquarius season. Let's just see where you're at right now. Okay? If you didn't go listen to the intro, go back and listen to the intro, because the intro will tell you all the disclaimers for this reading, and I want you guys to understand what you're getting into. You can come back to the reading. This is your energy, and then the second group of cards I'm going to pull are more geared to tools internally that you can use during this time. There's a very dark energy to your reading, also, I just want to say. Okay. Yeah, just a dark energy. Okay. There's a very manipulative energy to your reading. I'm just going to say that. I don't know what it is. Hopefully, we find out what's going on with that. I feel like my right palm is itching, which means some money is going to be changing hands. I feel like out of your hands, be aware of manipulative energy this season. Okay, your energy during this season is kind of like patience. You're in a waiting period, and you're in a waiting period. You know you cannot rush it. However, you feel also like you've waited long enough. You like, but it's kind of giving an obsessive energy as well. Like you're just being obsessive about something, and a watch pot doesn't boil. And I feel like you keep going back to something. You keep going back to something, hoping something's going to happen with this thing. Okay. That's what I'm feeling like. That's what I'm getting from those first two cards, is like the energy of you're looking back, you're continuously looking back for something, just waiting to see when that seed you planted is going to blossom. I can't tell right off the bat whether you should be waiting, whether it's worth your time or not, but that's just what you're going to be doing. The tools you need, now let's look over the tools you need: Death in the reverse, the Knight of Pentacles, and the King of Swords in reverse. You need to humble yourself because you're up against giants, is what I'm seeing. Death is a giant, and the King of Swords is a giant. And I see you as the Knight of Pentacles, a humble knight that is coming with an offering, with a something. Maybe that's why I felt like my right palm started itching as soon as I had all of your cards out, because I feel like you're going to be paying your dues to something. Um, and that's going to work in your advantage. Paying your dues is going to work in the advantage. It's just something you have to do. The King of Swords in this way is not so good. Up in reverse, it feels like a fallen giant in a way. Like it feels like you see the King of Swords, he's very solid in his seat, and he's in reverse. It just feels like it's going to take a lot of momentum to flip that upright. It's going to take a lot of momentum, a lot of strength to flip that upright. And if I were you, I would start to practice easier ways to be this way. I mean, I'd hate to give you that advice, but what I'm saying is find coping mechanisms, or maybe not that. Find little therapies that can ease your pain, okay? It can be micro dosage of therapy. It could be something like stretching in the morning to like elongate yourself. It could be exercises and humbling yourself, okay? But find little things that you can do, little dosages of things that you can do to kind of make it easier on yourself mentally with the state that you're in. I feel like disability is coming up a little bit. I would be careful of accidents if you're not disabled, but if you are disabled, this is going to be one of those harder times. This is going to be one of those times you really have to like push past the the mentality of it all, and you have to let your mental shine through where your physical is lacking. It's like moving iron. Like it's like moving it's not iron that I'm picturing in my head, is stone. It's a stone, like moving a stone, like moving a stone statue. You you need your strongest. What the heck? Okay. I thought a card fell out, but I guess I was having a future vision, huh? Let's really give these a good shuffle. I don't want to just, some things can't be rushed, so let's just not rush it. Spirit, can I get more information on the going back situation? Yeah, there's an old plan that you haven't let go of. There's an old plan that you haven't let go of, and it's something in your past, an old place that you have been, some unrequited story of revenge, if you will. Look at that death card in the back again. It's like you could put this to bed if you wanted to. You could put this to bed. But what are you waiting for? You're waiting for some kind of redemption. Or you're waiting to like prove somebody right. And also, I feel like you're standing in a place just to prove that you can stand in that place. Like it's kind of stupid. Like just, but also, I feel like very good, safe memories attached to this place. Um, some good girlfriend memories attached to this place. And I feel like maybe that was like the first time you experienced that. And I don't know, it's like you want to get that old thing back, but I don't know, your offering's not enough. Your offering is not enough for this person. They're not engaged with you in that way. So you just need to put it to bed. That was very specific. I feel like for a very specific person, I don't expect everybody in this water sign group to resonate with that, but if it resonated, I'm sorry. That's rough. Losing a friend is tough, but hey, you need to move on. You need to move on. They're not going to be hitting you up. And also, it's kind of petty, and also it's time for you to grow too. Spirit, can I just get clarity on, okay, with this King of Pentacles, Knight of Pentacles, I'm sorry, with this Six of Swords, it's like you're crossing over into another world. It's like you're in a place, follow me here. You're in a place doing a certain thing, and you ready to move on to another place, but moving on to that other place, you do gain some things, but you are stripped of the person you have always known. Okay, there's a separation between like the persona of the old you, and the you that's heading into this new world, this uncharted territory. And so naturally, you have to ground yourself and you have to be humble. That's what the Knight of Pentacles is all about. He's grounding himself, he's being humble, he's coming with something, he knows he can produce. Um, hmm. Yeah, it's like the old you has died. You're letting go, you're shedding that old persona, And you're probably even mourning some of your old relationships and seeing like, you just want to see like, you're doing one last round to see what is worth taking with you. What elements, or just saying, waving goodbye to the old things. A lot of aloofness and inattentiveness going on in Aquarius season. And you're not the first person to get the King of Wands. You're not the first group to get the King of Wands, I should say. And also with this Ten of Cups in reverse, it's like you have to give up hope for something. Wow, this is very heavy and sad. You have to give up hope around something. Or is it that you need to stop chasing something? It's like you're hopelessly chasing something. Something's hopeless, and you are very much in direct, like, procession towards this hopeless thing. That's why the King of Swords is also in reverse, because there's not even any mental stimulation really there. It's something very frivolous, very, very controversial for some reason. And I don't feel like it's controversial in the traditional sense, but like it's controversial in terms of just the way the thing is being used. Like, and I feel like you're enlightened past that. I don't know what exactly it is. It's something frivolous that you're in pursuit of. And the way that this thing is used, it's taken advantage of, and you're past that, or at least you should be past that. Aquarius season is checking everybody, okay, for regressive behavior, I will say. Aquarius season is not with the regressive behavior. But yeah, you're in pursuit of something that is very much hopeless and also not worth a pursuit. It's not worth a pursuit because whatever it is, it's something that's just been very glamorized. It's been very ooh, love in the back. It's been very glamorized, and yeah, it's just something that once you get it, you'll see that it's not even like what it's cracked up to be. It's not even enough. Um, yeah, it's crazy. It's something, I don't know why for some of you guys I'm hearing like luxury flight, like a private flight. I don't know if you're spending all your money trying to fly private somewhere, but it's something to that level of frivolous ridiculousness. It's like you're trying to show off your success in some way, keeping up with the Joneses is what you're trying to do. You are going to be lucky and you are going to be successful, though. There's something coming through for you. Let's see. There's a turning point in all of this. Maybe when you give up the hope on this, maybe impressing some certain someone. Okay, listen, if there's someone from your past that you have like some sort of obsession with impressing, once you give up that obsession is when you're probably gonna come into some very luck and some very luck, some very lucky energy, and also a time where you're gonna be very successful. If your master number or your angel number is 4, this is very much a message for you. This is very much a message for you. Yeah, let's read the card for the lime. I mean, let's read the meaning for lime. You may find you are right in the middle of a situation at present, or that something is stuck in circles, and this could be caused by overreactions or too much interference. It's time to let things progress at their own pace. Limes bring luck with them, so take a chance and be ready for the ups and downs this energy brings. This is your chance. Take that chance, move on. But know that time is on your side. Don't overplan. Be open to letting complexities unravel on their own. That was beautiful. I feel like I could not have said that any better myself. Take a couple of days to mourn the fact that you have to let this situation go, that you have to break away from the situation. Strip away those old parts of yourself, make room, because even with the 10 of cups in reverse, there's always that air of expansion with this card. And be open to seeing like the lucky energy come through and finding success with what it is you're setting your intentions for. Okay, you're whole without this person, you're whole without them. Okay, this says, I am perfectly created. I am wonderfully unique individual. Every lesson I have learned, every risk I have taken, and every achievement I have made contributed to who I am. Because of that, I am whole. That's all you guys need to know. If you're a water sign, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, that was your Aquarius season vibe check. This is going to be a, a season of roughing it, okay? Emotionally roughing it. But you got this, okay? All it takes is that one first step. And trust me, you'll build up the momentum you need to move that iron giant. You certainly will. I say iron giant because swords, King of Swords deals with metals, okay? Anywho, thank you so much for sitting down and watching the whole of this vibe check. Go ahead and comment, share, subscribe, do what you do, and I'll continue to do what I do. Bye. Hey, so you guys, this is the vibe check for fire signs for Aquarius season. I literally recorded this all last night, and I didn't record it actually. I thought I was recording it and the video wasn't on. So I'm redoing it with the same cards because it was such a beautiful, beautiful reading, but I don't necessarily retain information like that. So, in a way, it is a new reading because I'm processing this information all new. Yes, the cards were pulled. Yes, I read them already, but this technically is new information because, like I said, I don't retain information. One thing I am going to repeat that's directly from yesterday's is that I feel like there are new fire signs joining this reading. And if you are new and you're joining the reading, go back to the intro if you skip the intro and go through the disclaimers. And that's all I'm going to say about that. So these two cards were meant to be, well, let's just get started. These two cards were meant to be your energy for Aquarius season, and these cards were meant to be your tools. So let's start off with energy. You have the Five of Pentacles and the Page of Swords. The Five of Pentacles energy was giving a lot of discomfort. I feel like also being that you guys are fire signs, this card usually depicts a very cold, snowy, wet season, something that you're probably not used to and will never be comfortable in to begin with. Like as a fire sign, you thrive on warmth, you thrive on active, warm energy that moves, dynamic energy, and this is kind of like a fixed, stagnant, uncomfortable energy. Honestly, it would be uncomfortable for anyone, but as a fire sign, it's really, really uncomfortable and difficult for you to be here because it's just not home for you. Simple as that. With the Page of Swords, it was very much it was giving like being whipped around by the wind. I feel like I'm picturing a new, a new petite soldier, if you will, petite being a very key word, but I'm picturing them going off into battle, but it's extremely windy. Like I'm talking uh like hurricane level winds, and they can't get through the wind. The wind is just like whipping them around. That's what I got. And the wind represents knowledge, it represents information, it represents new ideas. What the idea I get from is that during this Aquarius season, you're going to be very much bombarded by information, bombarded by ideas that you don't know what to do with. You're not going to know what to do with them. And it's okay that you don't know what to do with them. But you have to you kind of have to forfeit dynamic movement during this time. Maybe a little bit of learning how to be still during this time, during Aquarius season, and learning how to be okay with being uncomfortable. Um, the term I amness comes to mind. And I feel like this is something that's going resonating throughout all signs is the I amness, but your phrase or your I amness is I am uncomfortable. Because until you say that out loud, you're gonna just always be whipped around from the wind by the wind. Until you give up, surrender to the wind, you're always going to be being whipped around by the wind. Think about when you're laying down, right? And it's windy, it doesn't really bother you too much. It's not really going to knock you over. Flat things it doesn't knock over. But things that are trying to move and have momentum and go places, they're going to be at the mercy of the wind. And speaking of mercy, your tools that you use, I feel like you have to kind of I want to say be at the mercy of your emotions, but it's not even being at the mercy of your emotions because during this season, you need to really learn how to not be impulsive, not be at the mercy of your emotions. That's the thing about all these cards being in reverse and your strengths. It's kind of like what is normally a very what is normally a strength of yours is not a strength of yours during this season. Fire signs, you're in your process right now. So you're not really meant to be seen. You're not really meant to be displaying these gallant acts that you're so used to displaying. You're really meant to be in the background. You're meant to be kind of processing. Like I said, you're in your process. So you're meant to be processing in ways, not making investments. The Page of Pentacles being in reverse is telling me you guys shouldn't really be making any investments. You should really just be taking it easy. Even with the Strength card in reverse, the Strength card in reverse, it tells me that you need to go into your shadow side. You need to go and find strength in your shadow by highlighting the parts of yourself that you've hidden from, those parts of yourself that you were ashamed of, so to speak, and the parts of yourself that you really have buried. You need to go and shine a little bit of light on that. The darker parts of your personality, the shadow side. The Ace of Cups in reverse, that's where I get the idea of not leaning on your emotions too hard. Like being aware of your emotions, but not acting from a point of passion, not being impulsive. That's a huge theme for fire signs. That's kind of like the thread that holds fire signs together is that impulsivity, that passion. But you have to kind of suppress that a little bit. That's a part of yourself that you've always exalted. That's a part of yourself that lives in ego, honestly. And you need to suppress the ego during this time. This is not an ego driven time, Aquarius season. And naturally so, Aquarius is not one to massage the ego. Aquarius really just wants everybody to fall in line, really just wants everybody to do what's best for the greater good. Um, and it's a very community based sign, it's not an individualist sign. And the Page of Pentacles, like I said, not really making any investments. I feel like that is emotional investments as well as financial investments. Just be in process, be stable in your process. Don't feel like you need to rush anything during Aquarius season. This is not the time for you really to make moves. These are the cards that came out when I asked for clarity on or more information on what you're going through. Balance is going to be a very important thing for you guys this season because although you're in this process of being uncomfortable, getting new information, learning what to do with new information, you have to put on a front. I feel like a lot of you guys are probably maybe doing important work whether that be for a company or for your own company if you're an entrepreneur. But you have to put up a front. You have to be there for your clients. You have to be there for your customers. You have to give good service. And so you can't be all over the place. You can't be really showing who you are. Sorry, not who you are, where you are. You have to put on a front a little bit. You have to balance it a little bit. What that means to me is that you need to make time for private, intimate moments with yourself where you can break down and cry, where you can have your moment and say, I'm very uncomfortable. I'm not used to being in this place. I'm trying to work through it, but I don't know what I'm doing. You need to get a journal. And with the Hierophant, this is also going to be a memory from yesterday's reading. You guys need to seek therapy, a professional person that can actually help you move through and process blockages that have kept you in this place for so long. You've tried to do it yourself, it doesn't work. You might need some type of hypnotherapy, you might need talk therapy, you might just need an unbiased person that is willing to reach in and pull the information out of you and not really care how much it rattles you, because some of you guys' impulses and some of you guys' uh passions are very much not okay. And I say that like very cautiously, not that there's something wrong with you, but that you need to just make sure you're doing things in a healthy manner. And there's no shame, and this is specific for somebody too. There's no shame in having an urge, okay? But you need to know how to control yourself. You need to learn how to control yourself. So I really think if you're a fire sign and you're not in some type of therapy, even if it's seeking little therapies, going to get a massage or something, although I really, really do think you guys need to seek help from a mental health professional, also because maybe not so much everyone has like urges that they need to learn how to control, but some of you guys have just been in a dark place for so long, and it's like you're what you're doing is not helping. What you're doing is not moving you forward. It's actually not doing anything, maybe because you're not really fully seeing it through. It's hard to hold oneself accountable. Think about it in terms of um if you're trying to work out and you're trying to work out at home, you're going to skip parts of the workout. You're going to cheap yourself out on parts of the workout. But if you're in public, in a place where other people are watching you, other people are holding you accountable, you're going to do more. And that's just the fact of life. Yeah, but with the star card, I really see like this is a time of you pouring into yourself. Even though the star represents Aquarius and Aquarius is a communal card, you have to first pour into yourself to be able to pour into your community. And because you've allowed yourself to be like drained dry in some ways, basically whatever well you were pulling from before is dry. And that's not because necessarily you have been in contact with energy vampires or anything like that. It's just because you've tapped out of whatever it is that you're currently doing. You've tapped out. Like there's no source for it anymore, and so there's no way to keep it going. Um, you need to address this. You need to address this process. I feel like even with the clarity cards here, it's kind of like with the Knight of Wands coming towards this Ace of Cups so gallantly, he's just he's ready to bring something up to the surface. He's ready to move something up to the surface, I feel. Something emotional, something that is a very emotional, maybe you've had a traumatic experience or something has happened to you in the past and you've just pushed it way down deep. It's time to bring that back up to the surface, let it bubble up, let it overflow. It's going to feel so much better when you do. I'm just want to make sure I get all of the information because this was such a beautiful reading. I don't want to leave anything out of it from yesterday, but I think that's all everything. And even for you guys who are not necessarily seeking therapy per se, it might be like body image for you. You need to go get a trainer. You need to get a personal trainer. You need to see a nutritionist. A lot of us, I'm not a fire sign at all, but a lot of you guys need to just go seek professional help during Aquarius season. And then you got the longevity for your herb, chrysanthemum. Let me read from the book. I've been reading from the book for these because they put this so well, and obviously there's no way I can remember all this information. So it says the phase in which trust, completion, a sense of belonging, and peace has been reached is signified by the appearance of chrysanthemums. Deeper intimacy in relationships is highlighted. You may want to explore this area of your life as a long term commitment needs attention. A cycle of learning is coming to an end, or you now have all the facts you require. Creative blocks, melancholy, and weak boundaries are challenges. This is melancholy. This is creative blocks. This is really creative blocks, right? Like not being able to create in the way you've always known. And by create, I mean find energy, find happiness, all of that stuff. You're not able to really manufacture that in a way that you've always known because you're not in the spotlight, you're not moving dynamically, you're not moving passionately, you're finding other ways to do things, but it can produce a little bit of melancholy because it's a feeling of being stagnant, it's a feeling of not being dynamic when you're so used to being dynamic. There's something about a long-term commitment. Hmm. A long-term commitment needs attention. Intimacy in relationships is highlighted, and you may want to explore this area of your life as a long term commitment needs attention. That has to be something in here. Something about this Knight of Wands, maybe. Or something about the Hierophant, maybe. It's highlighted, it's a little bit exalted in the star card, but it's not fully there in the star card. But in this Knight of Wands, this represents someone that's bringing something up in you. It might be yourself, it might be another person, but someone that's bringing something up in you that is just like a rock in the soil. It needs to be unearthed, it needs to be moved so that you can plant seeds that will produce fruit. Something that's preventing life from growing within you. It's gonna get some movement this season. I feel like by the end of this Aquarius season, you're gonna get what this chrysanthemum represents. You're gonna get like an ending to a lesson, an ending to a cycle of learning. You're gonna get peace. You're gonna get longevity. You're gonna get answers. They might come at you like crazy, but it's all coming to you. I just feel like the reading here is spirit wants to make sure you're equipped for what's coming to you, and that's really what we're getting at in this reading. Your affirmation is I am happy. I feel like this is a reminder, honestly. Like, even when you're down in the dumps, even when you're in these moments, even when you feel super, super suppressed and you're like swimming around in the shadow, you can remind yourself that you are happy because you take control of your happiness. You know that when your happiness depends on others' actions, you're at the mercy of things you can't control. So instead, you choose to cultivate consistent happiness by focusing on things that you love about yourself. And I want to say here, like I said, shining a little bit of light on the darker parts of your personality, shining a little bit of putting a little bit of attention on parts of yourself that you have suppressed, you will figure out a way to turn those things that you, I'm going to put air quotes, don't like about yourself into things that you love about yourself. You're going to find your true uniqueness in that. You're going to find a niche that you just feel so empowered by, something that you just feel so, that lights up your passion again, like the Knight of Wands. But you need to give yourself time to bury and be in there. Like fire signs, really and truly, I feel like you guys have spent so much time living in and highlighting like the most acceptable parts of yourself, and it's so ingenuine because nobody's perfect, nobody has only good things about them, but you've spent so much time highlighting and living in these so-called good parts or acceptable parts of whatever like society deems acceptable. You've been spending so much time living in those parts of yourself that you've lost the other parts of yourself, and those other parts of yourself are what makes you multidimensional. Okay, those other parts of yourself, that's your inner child. That's the part of yourself that is really actually dying to be loved and dying to be seen. And you can't express the full version of who you are without recognizing them. You can't. You just cannot. And even if it's like the most unhealthy thing, even if it's like the most unacceptable thing by society, by going and talking to somebody that is a professional that can really help you, you'll start to understand where those things are coming from, and you'll be able to take control of them. Okay? The other thing about it is, having with this Ace of Cups coming upright and this being the clarity card for like what's coming in between these 2 points, it's like it says, when your happiness depends on others' actions, you're at the mercy of things you cannot control. And that's how you guys have been living in some ways. You guys have been living where you're at the mercy of someone else's emotions. And that's why you're always acting so passionately and so quickly, is because you kind of allow things to get to a point in your interactions where you kind of have to, because you've been whipped around so much by the wind, by other people's thoughts and other people's emotions and other people's opinions, because you kind of just, I don't know if like you guys just kind of like are super agreeable or what the case may be, but like it gets to a point where you're like, oh, I have to do what I'm doing out of passion because there's nothing else left for me. I can't do it out of logic. I've been listening to this person's logic so much. Like I haven't even formed my own logical opinions. So I have to act out of passion because otherwise I'm not going to be able to act. That's how you guys kind of feel. Anyway, I think that's all I have for the vibe check for you guys. You need to go seek professional help. You need to highlight the darker parts of your personality. And when I say highlight them, I don't mean go and put them on social media, go and run and tell the masses. What I mean is getting into a private, intimate moment with yourself, being in I amness, being in awareness, letting yourself, allowing yourself to express uncomfortability, express awkwardness, move through it, and seeking the professional help that you need. And that's it. That's the Aquarius season vibe check. I think it was a beautiful, beautiful reading. Definitely tap in with me if this resonated with you. Or if it didn't resonate with you, leave a comment either way. Share with a friend, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Do what you do so I can continue to do what I do. And until the next one, you guys have a wonderful morning, afternoon, rest of your week, wherever you're landing on this. Just have a great time, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye. All right, Earth signs. This is your Aquarius season vibe check. Honestly, this is like the last but the most anticipated video for me. I'm really just in love with Earth signs right now. Like, you guys, y'all have my heart right now. You're doing God's work, keeping us grounded, okay? You're really doing God's work. But honestly, one thing I'm gonna say is earth signs, I love you guys, but y'all need to go back and go listen to those disclaimers in the introduction, because I know you probably skipped right by it, because not because you're hasty and you want to rush, but because y'all think y'all know everything. Okay. But honestly, I love you guys. If you're a Virgo, Capricorn, or Taurus, this is your vibe check for the Aquarius season. These cards that I'm pulling over here on the left, my left, yeah, it'll be camera left too. These are what you can expect during this season. And then, oh gosh, the next group of cards is what your tools are for the season. Okay, Spirit, can I just get one more card? I said one more card. Okay, okay. Let's try it again, and if it doesn't work out, I'll just go with these two cards for now. That might be a complete sentence. Okay, Spirit, can I get one more card? A tool for the earth signs to use during this time? All right, there's just a lot. I feel like there's just a lot going on for you guys during this season. Truly, truly a lot going on, Spirit. Just one more card. Let's see. There we go. All right. Yes. Okay. There is a lot going on for you guys. A lot of interactions are going on for you guys. So over here on the energy, it's a bit of a coldness. You guys have a real cold thing going on. A lot of racing thoughts. Why are your thoughts racing so much? You guys aren't feeling so grounded this season. Aquarius season is going to be very uncomfortable for you guys. All this swords energy is not really something that will resonate well with an earth sign. Earth sign, you guys are grounded, but this energy is not grounded. This is my energy, quite frankly, like all air. Anyway, this is in the back of the deck. Let's leave that there. So I'm feeling like a little bit of self sabotage going on, a little bit of feeling like you've said too much in certain interactions. You're going to be feeling like you said too much. Said too much. You're going to be feeling like you should have kept your mouth shut. You're going to be like really feeling like you should have kept your mouth shut. This is a warning, maybe. Maybe you already feel this way, or maybe this is a warning. But there's a regret of saying something. There's a regret, maybe of letting someone see something. Hmm. There's just the throat chakra is very out of balance. And I feel like maybe the solar plexus chakras, just not, it's not as full as it should be. There's going to be a certain interaction that you guys have during Aquarius season, or maybe you've already had it, and you're going to be exchanging words with someone, and it's not going to be nice. It's not going to be cute. You're going to say some things that are you cannot take back. And I'm not going to pretend like it's a good thing or a bad thing. I don't know what kind of thing it is. It might be a very necessary evil in your life. It might be like that dose of bitter medicine that you need to hold on one second. I just had to make sure that the video was recording because I did a whole video and it wasn't recording. not this one. Anyway, that dose of that bitter medicine, a dose of like some very bitter medicine that you need to take. Ultimately, I feel like whatever this thing is that you're going to say that you can't take back, it's something that you do genuinely want to get off your chest. And it's something that you do need to say to bring balance back into your throat chakra, to balance out your chakras, and also get a little bit of your confidence back. But you can't take it back. And you know that when you say this, you can't take it back. Just make sure you're ready. I really recommend strengthening the solar plexus chakra so that when you go into this conversation, you have you have you have confidence behind what you're going to say, and you have confidence that you're doing the right thing. Also, if your gut is cleansed, you'll be able to make decisions more, because right now all your hesitation is like based off of things that you don't know, things that you're unclear about. I don't know if I should do this or that. When if your solar plexus chakra was in balance, you'd know. And that's that. I feel like with the Eight of Swords, it's like saying this, not saying this could trap you in some way, could keep you feeling like this tied up energy. But also, I feel like saying it in a way limits you in another area. Saying it limits you in another area. So either way, like your outcome from this is some limitation is going to be um, caused as a result of this interaction. Hmm. Yeah. So think about that also before you go into the conversation. I feel like figure out which limitation is more makes more sense to you. And honestly, this is such a earth sign video because it's all about logically, like what makes most sense logically. It's not really an emotion based thing. And I feel like here's the thing, you guys do want to be fulfilled emotionally, but like, there's a logical way to go about things. So if you feel like there's a shorter term limitation that can get you to the same end goal, you're going to do the shorter term limitation. You're not going to do the long term limitation to get to a goal. Even if the long term limitation is more comfortable and more bearable, it's something you're ready to get out the way because logically. Also, I feel like maybe heavily intuitive, but logically, like you're going to be successful at the end of the day. Your tools are your quest for fulfillment is a tool for you in decision making during this time. Okay? Your quest for fulfillment. And oh my gosh, okay, there's this like lingering feeling, I guess, amongst you guys of solitude, like singleness or loneliness. And I feel like you're going to be wrapped in a lot of warmth pretty soon. Like, you don't have to worry about that singleness, that coldness, that loneliness. Like, you're going to be wrapped in warmth. You're going to be cradled and cozy, just surrounded by love soon. And I feel like that's going to be love that really allows you to be expressive and expansive and honestly give some love back to your inner child. There's such an inner child theme in Aquarius season. I want to know what Aquarius is up to. Why is Aquarius giving us such I amness? Aquarius is giving us I amness. Aquarius is also giving us like connection. Oh my gosh, of course, it's pouring us libation. It's pouring us libation, you guys. Thank you. We all need to give thanks to Aquarius. Okay, here we go. With some cards for clarity. Okay. Ooh, this is a good reading. I'm sorry, you guys are like, obviously you're going through this stuff and it's not good, but it's also gentle with the Knight of Cups. It's a gentleness. And I feel like, throughout, even throughout doing this, even in this conversation, there's a knight in shining armor. Okay. I know this sounds so cliche, but there's a knight in shining armor in the midst of this conflict. What I mean by that is probably more so of whatever you say, whatever you feel like you have to say and get off of your chest, you can you can rest assured that it's going to result in a changed behavior. Although it is something you cannot take back, it does result in a changed behavior. Um, Kind of also a little bit of a congratulations from the spiritual realm. A congratulations, a I'm proud of you moment from the spiritual realm. And with your tools, yeah, there is going to be a blessing bestowed upon you during Aquarius season. If you do what is really true to your heart, there's going to be a blessing bestowed upon you. That's what I'm saying with the Hierophant. It's kind of like your quest for fulfillment, like you'll receive some sort of celebratory gift or some sort of acknowledgement from your spirit guides that they're very proud of you for not making a fear driven choice and for having faith, okay? Uh and the way in which to be expansive is to give yourself time to rest. Is to give yourself time to rest and slow down. Um there's going to like be a I feel like there's going to be a period of rest that you have to surrender to. There's going to be a period of rest that it's going to probably feel like a limitation, but it's you have to rest. You have to give yourself rest. You have to let the magic take place, okay? And I'm not saying be lazy, but I'm saying like mentally give yourself a break. Okay, number one thing I'm getting just after pulling these cards, and maybe this is projecting, but seeking too much information is going to lead to overthinking. You'll get the confirmation you need, but seeking to be overly confirmed, this might be the confirmation some of y'all need, but seeking to be confirmed, overly confirmed, is going to result in you overthinking, kind of convoluting the information that's coming to you, and overall just not really being confident. Purification. First of all, get with a Gemini. Do you see this Gemini symbol? Find one. Geminis are holding it down even in Aquarius season. I'm going to read from the book on this because as much as I should be acquainted with these cards, I feel like I'm not. Anyway, snapdragons. Snapdragons indicate you have within you all you require. They bring you energy to focus on your recourses and bring your ideas to fruition. Accurate and unbiased observation is called for, so don't hesitate to ask for a little bit more time. A reversal of roles, fortunate, and even outcomes could be coming. Don't become too ruthless or scatter yourself too far. A project that is close to you is in danger of failing. Okay, here's the deal. This card, like I said, in this card, they go hand in hand. in two different ways, whereas you're going to be looking at rest from the lens of limitation, and it is going to be that. It is going to be that to you in your head, but spirit is looking at the rest as an opportunity for you to make more time, for you to say, I don't know quite, I don't know just yet, but let me process and digest this information. Not so much that I'm going to seek more information, but I'm going to sit with this information, let it settle into my gut, and see how it makes me feel. If it upsets my stomach, I know my answer. If it digests well, I know my answer. Also, giving the magic time to take place, I feel like, you know, like it says here, you have all that you require within you. So you don't really need any more information. You know, I think I said something over here about just an inevitable reality. Knowing, yeah, what I was talking about when I said the thing about the term of your limitation and which one you're going to take. Get it out the way, even though it might be big, bad, and ugly, if it's shorter, because at the end of the day, you already know. Accurate and unbiased observation is called for, so don't hesitate to ask for a little more time. A reversal of roles, fortune, and even outcomes could be coming. Don't become too ruthless or scatter yourself too far. Those are key. I'm going to read that one more time because I feel like it's very key and I feel like it might be a little cryptic, but if this applies to you, you know what it means. A reversal of roles, fortune, and even outcomes could be coming. Don't become too ruthless or scatter yourself too far. A project that is close to you is in danger of failing. Okay, I'm going to leave it at that. I'm going to leave it at that. Let's see. Sorry, I can't sing, but I like to sing. I like to fake harmonize. I am a gift. Oh my God, you guys are a gift. Like I said, you're doing God's work. I am a gift to the world. When I lead with kindness and love, I create a ripple effect that benefits more people than I'll ever know. My presence, my knowledge, and my passions contribute to the greater good of the world. I am a gift. This is really beautiful, especially because I know a earth sign that's a generator, and that idea of creating a ripple effect that benefits more people than you'll ever know, it's just so key and important. Even if you're not a generator, you guys are really influencing the energy down here. You're really influencing the energy. We need you. And I just want to say thank you. All right now. That's the vibe check for Earth signs for Aquarius season. Thank you so much for listening to this in its totality. Go ahead and leave a comment if it resonated with you, even if it didn't. Share with a friend, like, subscribe to the YouTube channel. And until the next one, have a wonderful day, week, month, and that's all. Bye.